a plan. All right. So I am broadcasting live and I have a viewer already.
All
So
right.
somebody's on the
Welcome,
ball.
viewer.
That's okay. So here we got
Hello, Mr. Police Officer.
your hosts are Mike.
Hello.
I can see the cup real good. Wow.
Oh, good.
Um.
I'm Yuri.
Yeah, there you are.
Okay.
I'm DJ. Hello.
I can't see anything. We need a
That's all
flash.
right.
You know. Oh wait, I know what we need.
Somebody has
A
flash.
candle.
Candle.
We're a whole vigil. Of course, we have a candle.
Oh, I got.
No, the candle's great. It looks great. Hello. Okay. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
Oh, no more viewers. Oh, hi, viewer. Okay. All right. So I got this. You guys have to have the candle.
Over here.
There we go.
Maybe.
Now we can see a person, sort of. We sort of see you.
See you.
I can't see that guy. There we
There we
go.
Hello.
Now we
This
can
isn't
see
gonna-
you.
Here, you have to hold the
Our
candle.
panel.
Yeah.
See our panel. All right. Well, I'll just aim at people.
Yeah.
So, just wanted to go over some of the past, present, and future. How many people do you think are out here tonight? Guesstimate.
15.
15, 20.
Maybe 24. Yeah.
I think we're well over 20.
Think so?
Yeah, I do.
So about 2,000 then, yeah.
Yeah, 2 dozen, I would
Two
say.
baker's dozen.
And 2 bakers dozen, right on. Um, so
What we can take.
I told you a couple of things that happened in GA that are pretty amazing.
I stopped going to GAs after New York.
Yeah.
In New
Well,
York, we're
this was the longest. I don't know. I really pick them. When I go to a GA, it's just
I
oh
used to go to the national GAs, so it's
wow. National GA, I didn't even know about.
it was in DC. The first national GA
Stop.
was uh, at the end of Nove- November, beginning of December. Sometime, yeah, it was within the first week of December. It
Put
was
the candle by his head, like he has.
it was ay solo بريك يا دري شنير يربي كله شني.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Now I can see you.
And I was doing de-escalation down in DC then, but too many people, too many. Hey, this is what's going on, and not enough. Okay, here is what we're going to try to do. So
Right.
I
So let me tell you, there was a couple of things. First thing that happened was we discussed the fact that we had gotten a letter from Parks that said we had to have a permit or we couldn't be at Directors Park. And
Since
our
when?
response was largely no, because the rules of the parks do not apply because we don't have 150 people and we're not using structures and we're not this and that. Um, and then Art Hendricks, who we've had dealings with in parks, actually came to the GA and seems like Mike actually brought him over. I'm not sure if he was planning on doing that, but he addressed our concerns. He apologized for coming at it with this authoritarian and incorrect stance.
At least he
And
apologized.
then said, yeah. And then he said, well, you have to have a permit because we're trying to let everybody be able to use it, and there's no conflicts about groups fighting or not being able to use the space. We don't want you to monopolize or whatever.
Right.
And in the end, we asked him to rewrite the letter, and we said, if we'll take this letter, but we believe that people seem to be in favor of moving if there's an event, and you just let us know, because there's a block over there's a park, and 2 blocks over there's a park.
Right.
Just let us know before the GA, because you're here. You just tell us, and we'll move, unless that group doesn't even care.
Right.
But happy to move. But quit trying to tell us that we need a permit for our First Amendment. So that was done. And the funny part is that we postponed discussing what we might have been talking about, which is we didn't want to have the GA there anymore, potentially. We wanted to move over here, but we're going to resolve this whole who do you think you are about our park, So that was kind of funny.
It would actually be better
And that
if
took a
GA
long
was
time.
moved over here. That way, for the people that don't live here,
Well, that is what was
go to a
proposed, is
GA.
that we support the vigil more by having the GA at Terry Shrunk.
Right.
And I was part of that proposal process because the Sisters in Strength wanted to see it moved to perhaps Sunday at 4, but then later it was talked about making it at night, but on a Wednesday, because they need to consolidate the number of meetings that people set aside to fewer days. So anyway, next weekend, Sunday at 7, it will be at Terry Shrunk, because there's some cello concert that ends at 7. They'll still be cleaning up, and so we'll move. So that was the first part. Then came,
I like the motion.
yeah,
Due to the fact that there has been terrible, and I literally mean terrible, feuds going on between occupies. Because, we're having GA way over here, away from the physical
do you want to
presence.
sit? Oh, what? We got a cop.
What's going on here with the cop?
We made him turn on his lights just because he was blocking traffic.
What?
Mike Kip's down there having a conversation about the guy, the patrol guy who rode his bicycle on the sidewalk.
Mike is engaging another police officer. That just doesn't need to happen. Oops, I said that on camera. Oops. Well, we all have opinions, right?
Right. Putting yourself. Sometimes you just
Hello.
think that-
I shouldn't have said that.
Cops aren't that horrible. Come on now.
Oh, I'm just curious what Mike is saying.
It's kind of nice.
Is he being nice to him?
Yeah, he is now. He said, "Come on, boys, why don't you play some baseball with us? We already beat the Rangers." I walked up and I said, "Oh man, this cop's got to play ball around here either, man. Why don't you get somebody that get a good challenge?"
That's funny. Well, I'm on live stream. I'm on live stream, and I go,
No, it's not the bad.
I totally forgot I was holding the camera, and I'm like, oh no, Mike's engaging the cops. He doesn't need to be talking to him.
I'm here. No,
So he's doing good. He's doing good.
Sorry, I'm about done.
Well, they told me he was giving him a bad time about the cop who rolled on his
Yeah,
bicycle.
that's what he was.
Why? Thank you, man.
Thank you. Good
No
night.
rules.
You playing-
Obviously, the cop.
You
is
making
not
us another
patrolling.
baseball game?
I think we should have another salt bucket.
You're
This time,
I'm gonna invite the cops.
gonna invite
I
the
did
cops.
last time.
Well, they're
Ask
always
Remy.
invited. They always show up with their bats.
Remy, hey.
Oh, sorry.
I
That's
told- I
not
told him
funny.
to
Okay.
Mary, can I
Invite the
say,
fire
let's not
department.
categorize people, because I think once you start to categorize people, then.
I was just making a joke. I have a relative who's a cop. I'm not anti-cop.
So do I. My brother's a
Although I have
detective.
to say that until Occupy started getting beaten, I never actually said cop. I said police officer. So my respect went down a peg, when I saw them brutalizing a 15-year-old boy in the middle of his sleep. So,
See, I lost.
but that's not every cop.
I lost respect for them in the park walks in 1969 when I saw them beat a woman for taking a picture of them beating another person.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I can't respect you anymore.
Yeah. That sounds like something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have to
We've made
remember that.
progress.
I have to remember that I'm holding the camera. You tell Mike that I said that. He'll watch the video and go, Mary.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Hard to see live
But
report.
Everything's fine.
but just to let you know that
He was
is-
giving him a hard time, and then it ended up in a later conversation of we're gonna play softball with you guys.
Yeah, that cop did seem pretty good.
He was a nice, mellow, decent, respectable cop.
Was he giving
I
a
like
hard
to
time?
remind people there
Oh, no,
are
playing
cops like
softball
that.
against cops.
I guess so.
What are we going to?
Against Park Rangers.
They're going
Okay,
down.
you know what? You know what? You know what? Yuri's getting into that game.
Yeah, you want to be
I'm
part
good.
of it.
You know, I've never played American baseball
Softball is similar, yes.
or softball. I don't know what it is, but I've played cricket. I can do this.
Just change from vertical to
All
horizontal.
you have to do is hit the home run, and then you're set.
So, okay, so before that exciting interruption, back to the GA. The second thing that I remember that was brought up, there were before I forget, Blue Hair Mike, is doing a film, and they're going to put the trailer up on the website so we get more people behind it, and something that Occupy does. It's about NATO, his witnessing of brutality.
Oh, I can tell you about brutality also.
Well, did you interview with Mike?
Oh no.
Okay, so anyway, so that's one of the things that passed is some ways of supporting that movie so it gets made.
Yeah.
And it's called The People Will Rise. And so anyway, that trailer. Then let's see. What else do we got?
Good song.
You need a candle.
I need a candle.
Yeah, where's your candle? Well, that thing is broken, by the way.
I see that.
There we go.
Okay. does
Look
that
at
work?
you. There we can see you.
Candle.
So what else?
What else?
Uh,
I got
Well, what we've been talking about down here.
no, I'm telling you the third GA item. Third GA item is the vigil.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking like out loud. So I only got wind of this. Like I wasn't bringing the proposal. Astrid
Good.
brought it, and I heard about it, but it had already been on the Monday night agenda setting to take the financial burden off of me for this, and also to facilitate other people to have some money for laundry, and there's various needs that I had written out that are, there's kind of smaller,
Yeah.
but they add up to probably as much as I pay, So anyway, so what they did is they're putting a button on the website, which was already in the works, but it was really good to get the GA approval because right now it's hooked to my bank. And that was stupid because an individual shouldn't be,
Yeah.
an institution is not the same. So that's how Sisters in Strength got involved. That caucus is now, what did they call it? Not sponsoring, championing
Mm-hmm.
this. So they are making, I can give my receipts and show them, and they can help
Yeah.
divvy up fairly.
And people
if
will
they-
be able to just click on and make a donation.
Yeah.
And it goes, good.
So anyway, and then that we pay will also have some money for the carts, so we can start, so that we get out of the temporary, any day this could dissolve. We will be solid if we can get a little bit of stuff going on. Because caucuses, all the Cascadian are going to come down here Tuesdays.
All of Cascadia?
Yeah,
All of Cascadia, so Alaska through. No.
What are the Cascadian?
Oh crap.
So we have our Cascadian group that is one of the spokes council members, and most of them in the Free Cascadia movement don't seem to be talking about seceding from the Union. Most of them seem to be about having more cultural independence and respect for the bioregion of
Mhm.
this area, so which is a big area, Vancouver and
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, but there are some. I think there are a few separationists.
There are separatists. There's there was
Separatists
a
who want to
movement
take
in
all
the
of
40s.
Oregon, Washington, and just leave.
We very nearly had another state, the state of Jefferson, that would encompass southern Oregon and northern California.
Oh, we could have
And
gotten rid of Southern Oregon. No, I'm sorry.
yeah,
That
this
was
was
I
back
was
in
just
the
kidding.
40s. There was a strong movement, and
I'm
there
just
was
kidding. Southern Oregon.
actual potential for the state of Jefferson. There are still people down there that believe
So there's
in a
California,
separate state.
there's Cascadians, and now there's Jeffersonians.
Jeffersonians.
I
Yeah.
didn't know about that. When was that?
This was back in the 1940s.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they kind of tricked Alaska. Alaska would have been not part of the USA, as a state, but they sent military people up and gave them a stipend so they could go vote to be a state.
Hmm.
Nice trick.
Well, that's how we took Hawaii,
Yeah.
because there was corporate interest involved. And
Yeah.
that's why the military showed up in Hawaii in the 1880s and it became a territory.
Yeah.
And there are still Hawaiians that don't really consider themselves a part of this country.
Right. So, well, there you go. Colonization.
Corporatization.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys that we
But
are
occupying as
getting
well.
some serious we're getting some serious support now, and it won't be long. I'm not going to be in dire straits, and it's not going to be a situation where you can't get a load of laundry done when you need it. We're going to get some support.
Or
So,
basic needs.
Something I learned once.
yeah.
A city council person at City Hall, from where I come from, Parks and Recreation they worked for,
Which is Las Vegas,
you
right?
know,
No.
Reno,
Oh, Reno. I get it wrong.
mentioned to me in a private, kind of off-record meeting. So happened to slip some information to me one time. Said, we gave you a permit for 3 months. We paid for it ourselves. The city paid for it for 3 months. They couldn't keep paying for it anymore. Because basically the law says they'd have to charge us. They kind of did it to us as a courtesy, kind of a deal to pick a site that wasn't exactly downtown. It was still effective anyway. And they said, well, sorry, we can't give you the site. We can't keep giving you a permit anymore. We gave you 3 months. If you want for more, you have to pay for it yourself. $1,000 a month. Well, we decided some people weren't too into paying the city to have a permit, so it kind of went down the tubes. But when I went to have a part of the meeting with that person at City Hall, I tried to say, is there anything, any way we can work this problem out, you can maybe allow us to have the permit some more. I said, no. I said, too bad you weren't nonprofit. We could have, the city has has policy that if you have nonprofit NPO status, that the permit fees would be free and you'd be able to
Hmm.
have a site. All you'd have to do is pay for insurance and the porta potties, of course. And you'd be able to set up a tent in any city and any park in town. You'd fill out the papers. And
And what do you think about
you
that?
wouldn't have to worry about
It's not worth it.
it was kind of I think that the person at City Hall that was telling me this off record was kind of trying to give me an idea, a way that that and True Occupy Reno did have a site for 3 months by permit. One of the few cities in the country that did go permit. I think there's 16 of them, and it was safe. It
Yeah.
was smooth. It was clean. It was
Who was in charge of that permit? The nonprofit.
we didn't have nonprofits at the time.
Well, who had the permit?
One person took the permit out in their name, Occupy Reno.
See,
In
that's
Occupy
the
Reno.
problem.
And they made a, they got with City Hall and made arrangements. Said, we're going to drop a site. It's just the way it is, and we're going to try it with a permit.
Look at these
And the
guys.
city said, well, we'll offer you a permit for free if you take it on at this one site that's not exactly in the downtown area, but it's still in town and very effective site too.
Well, you know, we're pretty.
And it being extremely safe, comfortable, good spot, and we got a lot done. We had it was very useful. I don't know though. I don't know why you should have to pay for it, but of course, if you go nonprofit status, then I'm sorry, you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
I'm still up and down on it. You know, I've got pros and cons about it.
there's a lot of people who do not want to see a
I'll tell you one
permit.
thing though.
Okay.
I am an American citizen, and I do wish to follow the laws. I'm not some what you call it Wild West. You know, shoot 'em up, take it over. You know, it's mine. I don't care about the law. Baloney. I'm an American, and I don't wish to break laws.
Right, but this
I'm
is
not
our
trying to be.
constitutional freedom to
Yes.
be able to have freedom of assembly,
Yes.
and they don't allow us to
I
do
know.
that anywhere.
I know.
And in our places
I know.
that are
They
lawfully
do
ours,
allow,
and
but
that's what they're there
they
for.
allow us to do it through
They
their,
want money for it.
They
They
allow
want
it.
permits.
It's a workaround of the Constitution.
It's a workaround of the Constitution. Exactly right. So we're not
Actually, they
into
just want to
permits.
register. They want to,
Most
they
people
want
I
it all
know.
registered. They want it all registered. You register as an MPO, and then you register with the permit.
I don't like nonprofits.
They all want to be able to have
New York,
tabs
too.
on you. Yeah,
On Federal Hall steps in Wall Street.
yeah, that's true.
If you had more than 30 people on the steps, you had to have a permit every day you were there. I don't know how much it cost or if it even did, but just the Constitution doesn't say you have free speech up to 30 people, and then
Yeah, freedom of assembly,
Well,
unless you, you know, are a nonprofit. Well, I mean,
I know.
the thing is
It-
nonprofits, unfortunately, there's some people on those boards that have salaries that are absolutely skyrocketed. And then there's people who want to do community services who are not a nonprofit, you know, and people think it's like immoral somehow to do volunteering unless you're a decent nonprofit. And I'm sorry, but I believe that community should take care of one another, and we don't need a nonprofit. The other thing is when we do our little
Yeah, but
like
isn't that
distribution of goods, you know, and services and so forth, when we start taking in clothes and redistributing, my friend's like, well, why don't you just as Occupy, why don't you just take it down to the mission and let them give it out? And I was like, okay, here's the deal. We need to show that communities can take care of our own, that we can take care of each other. And that's a learning experience that we went through at the camp that worked very well. It worked in a small town. It didn't used to be this way. We didn't used to be so separate. We didn't used to have a nonprofit needed just to take care of the people. You know, people could take care of one
there
another.
are people who would never go to the mission.
Exactly.
Who never get that help.
Plus, it designates this person over here as needy,
and this person over
Right.
here as the
Giving.
one in like a power thing. But you know, a person who is needy sometimes comes into things. You know, your sister works at a dog biscuit factory and you have a zillion dog biscuits and you bring him. How much cooler is it to not be able to tell what the status is of a person who's sharing?
Right.
Yeah.
And we can all share with each other. There's a lot of very, very generous homeless people
We all
and poor
do.
people.
Share.
Yeah, we have to. It's
Take
you
care
I
of
know,
think,
each
you
other.
know,
no man is an island, so to
What's been
speak.
happening here is a great example of that. Everyone who's here brings what skills and resources they have and puts them into the stream of a community that flows outward, and it continues. And every contribution, the smallest, the slightest,
Yeah.
it's someone with, a food stamp card that buys some stuff to make sandwiches. It's whatever we've got. It's just sharing the resources that we know about and the communication and the coming together of those resources so that every person has something that they can contribute.
Right. And we
Some
need to
talent,
show our
skill.
city.
It's not just money. It's being a part of a community.
Right. That's something that we can teach people walking by,
Yeah.
you know, and we will.
That,
We did at the camp and we'll do it out here, you know.
one of the things Yuri and I were talking about earlier about things that we need right now, and I think I have a resource for. I'll call someone. Is just having like a dry erase board where we can put on a daily list that people can see as they walk by some simple needs.
You know, I have one.
Good.
I picked
You
it up
see?
out of a trash and I had it for here.
Yeah.
But when I picked it up, there was nobody who would be with it, so I just kept it at home waiting for the
Yeah,
day,
and
and
I
now
think
I'll bring it next time I come.
having one here so that passers-by and a lot of the people who come by are very supportive, but having some way to connect with them and tell them we could use some very simple things.
Yeah.
If someone could
We don't have matches.
take a, a load of blankets home with them and wash them and bring them back, that would be a wonderful contribution just to
Yeah.
the safety and hygiene and just general well-being, the comfort of
How
people.
how many people here do you think are need of max transportation or buses?
I would say most of us. I mean, I have a bus pass and I'm able to get one reasonably enough. I can come up with it because I'm get the honored citizen pass. But yeah, I think just
I think a lot of people.
some day day pass bus tickets. If someone wanted to, you know, donate some of
Is there any
those.
rule about a bus pass as far as a day pass being transferable if it's a $5 pass?
No, no, there's not. Like
You can share it,
I
right?
could. Well, mine, for instance, is
You
honored
can't share
citizen, so I
yours.
couldn't. But if I had a regular monthly pass, I could give it to DJ, and he could use it to run over someplace and pick up some stuff. If we had a monthly pass, that it could be handed off to anybody.
I think what we need is some community weekly passes.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, I haven't been able to even keep the keys for the box.
Yeah,
Until we can keep a key, I don't think I can keep a $25 pass circulating.
exactly.
But I'd be willing to try with you know with that again because I think we've grown as a community where we could probably keep it
Yeah.
from disappearing. There's just we're not we're not having the loss of
Mm-hmm.
oh we all left and all of our sleeping bags are gone because Clean and Safe came by. That's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
No, there's been a good communication between the people here today like Jason, who's on like the 6th day of his hunger strike, needed to go and do some things, but he stayed here while George and Tim and I went up to the library and charged our laptops and phones and did some internet work and so on. And then we said, okay, we'll be back. And I got back, and then Jason could take off, so that there was always someone here with the stuff. And just having that simple, and we work it out amongst those of us who are here. But having a
Jason's
little
on day
more,
6 already.
yeah,
How is he doing?
he's doing really well.
He might still be awake. I just saw him up a minute ago, but that's okay. We like talking about him while he's
Yeah,
listening.
no, he's doing really well. He's active and out spending time running down to Pioneer Square to track down someone else that he needed to help. Uh,
Good.
you know,
What about, speaking of help, I won't say her name, but our friend,
mhm.
how's she doing?
We saw her earlier today before noon, and there's been a couple of sightings of her since, but we haven't seen. So we're not absolutely sure how she's doing, but we think well.
Think well. But
We're
she
not
was going
sure.
to stay with us. She's not staying with us?
She's not here at this point.
Okay. I'll ask Jason in the morning if I see him, or, how about Cameron? How's Cameron's strength?
Cameron seems to be he's not as active as he had been, but he's doing well. His spirit and
Well, yeah, he's feeling like a million broccolis. Actually, blueberries. No, I can't remember what we're on, but if you follow his tweets, feeling like a million blueberries.
I like that.
He has a different food that starts with B every time I. Anyway, um, so he was feeling 2 days ago. He was feeling lightheaded. He said,
Yeah.
but he also hadn't gotten any sleep the night before, so he knew he needed to rest. And just on cue, Michael showed up with his electric guitar right next to him.
Oh, but yeah, he's
And it was
definitely
rocking. It was
has to
great.
he needs to conserve his energy at this point. He's on like day 16,
Yeah.
and
Or even,
I
uh,
think now
we're
it's
not
actually
17.
17. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you believe that? So, yeah, I'm concerned. I think a lot of people are. But how many people have come down here because of Cameron?
This is
Yeah.
yeah.
And I try to separate the two actions and not take his audience just because he's asleep.
Hmm.
So I first tell him about what I know that Cameron's doing and his, what does he call them? His, starts with an R. Anyway, his, not, he doesn't call it demands, resolutions
Hmm.
that he wants the city to take action. I tell him the resolutions, and I give his Twitter account so they can follow.
Yeah.
But then I say, here, look at us. We're doing this too, and we're in solidarity. And I tell him about what's going on, because, like I said, the only time I've ever done that is when he's been asleep and they're looking for him, and he's in that pile of
Yeah.
tarps there. But bless Cameron, because we've gotten more media and positive write up
And that's the
from him.
back to everyone contributing what they can. Cameron is making an incredible personal sacrifice for something that he believes in, and he's having a positive effect in that making people aware of an incredibly important issue that is invisible
Yeah.
without something like this to create the media attention, to get people's attention, to make them
Well,
think.
and the guy who I always talk about, Gary Crane, who manages the property and is the boss of the security guards, here
Hmm.
and in 3 other buildings, including the Portland building next door. That's his office, is in there. He's the one watching the cameras.
gets here at 6 a.m. or something and comes out here and you're messy and why can't you go somewhere else? You know, but we've had some good conversations and that guy, he doesn't he does think that we should go somewhere else, you know, that people could be in a shelter if they wanted to, that they don't have to be here. And I say, no, that's right. There are, I wouldn't say shelter, but there are cushier spots than an open sidewalk. You're darn right. And the reason that we're here is because somehow, you know, 17 years into their second 10-year plan of ending homelessness within 10 years, the city let the number of homeless families increase 30% in 2011. So apparently they need us right on their doorstep.
And the cold,
If they don't do anything, I think we need to go sleep in Sam Adams' office.
Can I ask you a
and the
question?
let me just finish this for just a minute.
Yeah.
The cold hard fact is, even before the number of homeless people increased by an incredible number, there was not enough shelter beds. And there are even now even less shelter beds. Yes, I could spend a night in a shelter if I got to the one by 5:45 and got my name into the lottery and was lucky enough to get picked. I could spend a night in the shelter. There's no guarantee.
Yeah, but
There
if
are
you had a
not
wife, you
enough
couldn't be
shelter
together.
space. People have this
Yeah.
idea, oh, well, there are shelters. We support them. The money goes to them, and you could
Yeah.
be in a shelter. The fact is, there isn't enough room.
Yeah, or you say, oh well, we spent a lot of money on buildings, $47 million. Yeah, that went to house 130 people. Do you think they could have done better for
Yeah,
$47 million?
I would think so if the money were managed a little differently. But it's we're telling people that there's no room at the inn,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we know how
So,
that.
so
So the question is, what we promised, what we, if we invest this much money, a through street is going to be built. But we go down the street and find out it's nothing but a dead end.
Yeah.
I thought the contract was, uh, will allow you to spend this much money to build a through street, but sorry,
right.
you've only built a
So
dead
the
end. This
taxpayers
is a dead end.
the taxpayers
Down
paid
the road,
enough money.
the three
They could
blocks,
have.
and the road is dead end. It's supposed to go through.
And
And
they
we walk down this road, like you said, like you suggested, it told us it's a through road. And well, we walk down it, and sorry, it's a dead end. We come back to where we started here.
but the
And
taxpayers
saying,
have
excuse
voted.
me, you ripped us off. It's not a through road. You expect me to go over there, but I can't.
Right.
It's no use to go that way. But go that way. It's a through road. We should go to through. But no, sorry, we already walked that way. It's a dead end. Damn it. We want our money back.
And the
You ripped
taxpayers
us off.
Yeah.
who vote some tax levy in, or approve of what the city council or the county or any other organization does, are left with the feeling that we solved that problem.
Yeah.
We found $147 million or however much it was, and we built, to use his wonderful analogy, the road. But they are not driving on the same road.
Yeah.
They don't realize that it hits
The
a
follow
dead end.
through.
They have a helicopter.
Or whatever.
They don't have the follow
But they,
through.
but they do. They believe that. Oh yeah, we solved that problem. We fixed the schools. We voted for this new thing. We fixed the library. We fixed homelessness because
Right.
we voted in this thing, and then this money passed, and so on. And it's forgotten. And that's why what we're doing here is important. Calling attention and saying,
Right.
yes,
Well, it's the media that
the-
we need.
it's still the problem.
We need
still
mainstream
exists,
media
and
here.
people, yeah.
And Cameron has brought mainstream media here. And he's going to bring more. But
Yeah.
what's really scary to me is the news story doesn't happen when he's on day 18 feeling like a million blueberries.
Mhm.
The news story happens when he's on day 46 and goes to the hospital. And
Yeah.
I'm very concerned about that. And I don't know He's going to cross that bridge when he comes to it. But that's the cold hard fact is that he's not doing this uh, because he wants some attention. The man is suffering for a cause, and it's very clear. And it's kind of funny because here he was being the politician. I saw him with a sandwich board walking around in Northwest, and he has these silly, posters. We still have some where he's got his sweater all covered with buttons, looking like Mr. Rogers. I mean, it was hilarious. But politician or not, the very next day, he's out on this hunger strike. So, you know, I mean, he's just absolute serious. And
Urban
the
soldier.
yeah,
Urban soldier. He ain't playing. He ain't messing
yeah,
around.
yeah, he's
Putting his
not
life
messing
on,
around.
He's putting his life on hold
And
to get this job done.
and
You know
other
what?
people are doing it with him
He's
for.
not taking a day off either.
Yeah.
He's
That's
putting
right.
his life on hold.
And some Yahoo
Saying,
was online saying, well, if he was really on a hunger strike, he'd only have water. And I see this link, and I'm interviewing Cameron. I was explaining to him, I said, and right after that, I saw this great response, and it was like, do you really know what a hunger strike is? Here's some information. And then there was a link to, how Gandhi had gone maximum of 23 days, how people have prolonged their hunger strikes by adding a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, and still somebody ended up dying, or the point of suffering in solidarity with people that you're caring about, not necessarily to just waste away in 2 weeks, but to bring, attention and commiserating and so forth. And I was telling Cameron about it, and at the end of the interview, he says, can I make a confession? I wrote that.
Oh,
he's accepting
good for him.
responsibility. I think he's
He
accepting.
reads them all, every single comment on every blog that he can find.
I think he's accepting responsibility for his part that he and trying to take. He's not waiting for somebody to give him punishment. He's giving it to himself. He's taking self-regulation.
Yeah.
He's admitting that he was part of this problem, and he's making it his first priority, second, third, all priorities to fix this problem, not blaming it on somebody else.
That's where I'm at too, because I used to be one of the people who would
It's
step
hard.
over people and say, oh, that's really sad, and go about my day.
It's easy to blame it on somebody else. Blame it on yourself, and really not just blame it on yourself, but give yourself punishment as well, and do what it takes to fix that, no matter what it costs you, because
Yeah, I mean,
because
and that's Occupy too, because we,
very good man.
yeah, yeah,
Something just came onto him. I don't know if his parents taught him this, or I think it could have came from his parents. Other things do. I'm sure his parents are very fine people.
I wonder who
I
of
would like
his
to meet
family
them.
are
I would like
proud
to
of
meet
him
them.
for what he's doing. I have to find out. See
They
if he's
should be.
got. Yeah. So I think the viewers would get from this that the people of the Vigil, the City Hall Hotel, everybody here who's been down are very appreciative of Cameron Witten at
Yeah.
CameronWhitten on Twitter, and he's probably all over Facebook. And like I said, every time they write a news article or anything else, he reads every comment and interacts with everyone. He's making the most out of this media attention. That's
I
why
think
he's here.
everyone in the city of Portland should be proud of Cameron, should be proud to live in a city that has citizens that will make this sort of sacrifice. I heard him say the other day that he'd been reading about Portland history, and I wondered if he realized how much he's adding to Portland's
Yeah.
history with what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, one day I believe that there's going to be a monument in Chapman Lonsdale while they're complaining about us possibly, with our, well, you might damage the monument. I'm just thinking, you know what? We might be right next to that monument with our own monument about the Chapman Lonsdale occupation. I really believe someday that'll happen.
I think so.
I should sign out because my bandwidth, I had I had no idea how badly I was using it. I think I played Angry Birds and you'd use. How can I play a game for the first time on my phone and use bandwidth? I don't know if that's true or not, but it seemed like it sucked it. So anyway,
At least you're recognizing it. That Victor, you're learning.
yeah, I'm
It's okay.
learning
It's
exactly.
And
okay.
now you're having a great
Yeah.
time playing Angry Citizens.
You're
It's
realizing
a
it.
much more
Yeah.
fun game, and we're going to win.
Angry Citizens of Angry Birds.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is Angry Birds. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. I don't play video
You
games.
flick
Yeah.
the bird, and the bird itself is what knocks the pigs.
Whatever.
It's you throw yourself as a bird at the pigs. So, anyway, I just think
Well,
that's kind
now
of
you
funny.
recognize something, and now just the next step, of course, and what makes a difference is whether now you recognize it. Are you going to go back to doing it again, or are you going to make it your effort to not to keep doing
Well,
it? Okay. Some people, well, yeah, I do something wrong, but why? Or you just
right,
make it your business, so not do it again.
right,
Okay?
yeah.
And the kids make it his business,
Well, making a
and I think everybody
stand,
should.
I mean, how much more literal
We're
could
all
we
grown ups.
be than to plant ourselves all along the entire block? We're not going anywhere.
Yeah. No.
So anyway,
We're here.
we're gonna say goodnight from City Hall. I do wanna, before
And
we
hey,
sign out.
JJ says, it would be nice to have some tents around here. It does rain a lot, and we'd like to have stuff safer. And the city says we can't. And I guess we made the laws. We allowed the laws we made. Maybe we need to work together and change those laws
Yeah,
so we
yeah,
can get this
yeah.
done. I guess I don't know.
Absolutely, we need to
Anyway,
change that.
I don't know. We can. It's gonna take a while. Good night.
I wanted to show Yuri's art.
Oh yeah.
I don't. You guys, you're gonna love this if you haven't been down here. Well, first of all, I'm gonna say that a friend of ours gave us that flower. That's new to the vigil. Okay, look at that. Oh my gosh. There's the O. Occupy. Portland. Look at that. That's so beautiful. I'm gonna get a different shot here. Um, oh, how beautiful. Nice.
And we could use some more candles if anyone has any out there.
Oh, actually, we
I-
have
We've used up
more.
most of the box.
I got another bag.
Oh, good, good.
So
Yeah, you
thank
can get
you.
them at the dollar store. You get a huge bag of these tea light
Yeah, you get
candles.
20 for $1, but
Yeah.
I do better than that. Hey folks, oh, that's beautiful right there. I want to tell you that we have had some donations. Real quick, I want to say, besides this lovely art, we also have received a bag of our local coffee. What are they called? Stumptown,
Stumptown.
which is the last that I knew of. They knew their growers, so in the fairly traded, equitable trade category, and that bag was fair trade. So thank you very much for that donation.
And
And
this
this lovely
Yuri, our medic, is making these,
yeah.
and he would be happy to make up one for you or anything
Oh
else
yeah,
that
yeah,
you want.
yeah.
You
Yeah, he's
can
he's selling these at a very
supporting.
nice rate, and this was a donation. So yeah, that's right. And what else? We've received some donations, and I'm sorry that I'm not coming up with them right at this moment, but we need to sign out. So we'll leave you with our vigil. Good night, everyone. I'll see you probably in 2 days. Probably, well, it'll technically be tomorrow. night, which is
Tuesday
the
night?
night.
Because, I mean, it's Monday morning now.
Yeah.
So-
So tomorrow night, the
Yeah.
19th. See you then. Bye.